Caleb Wolfinger alongside my colleague Evan Patrick back at Beaver Stadium after a little bit of an extended absence, and Penn State was back home too after an impressive win at Kinnick Stadium over Iowa next week. The Nittany Lions took care of business once again tonight to improve to 7-0 on the season, or as James Franklin would call it, just 1-0 this week. And it was a kind of tale of two halves. The score was 28-21, but you wouldn't have figured that score by Penn State jumping out to a 3-touchdown lead in the opening half. And really it all came down to KJ Hamler making plays, Sean Clifford making important throws. But in the second half, the offense kind of stalled until Hamler once again made a big play.
Yeah, I mean, the second half, it was similar to the Purdue game. Like you said, the offense really couldn't get anything going. There were a handful of drives, just 3 and out, punt. But then one thing changed on a key drive. It was Penn State got, I believe, the turnover on downs, got the ball back, and it was looking like another 3 and out. 3rd and 5, offense couldn't get anything going, and Sean Clifford connects on a slant route with KJ Hamler for the first down with KJ had defensive back Drake all over him. Clifford put it right on the money. They get the first down, and the very next play is that deep bomb to KJ Hamler for the crucial touchdown that really put him up 2 touchdowns and would eventually give him the win.
And that would eventually be the difference. And really, Penn State's passing game was almost their only form of offense. I mean, Sean Clifford had the most carries today, which says a lot considering Penn State plays 4 different running backs. We've heard about it all season long about how there isn't really a defined number one, and Journey Brown was at number 1 today, but he didn't carry the ball that many times. Noah Cain, who has established himself as maybe the most effective running back in the group so far, specifically when it comes to getting results around the goal line, he didn't have many carries today. Really, until that final drive, we didn't see much of him at all. So it was a confusing strategy employed by Franklin tonight because Penn State really couldn't get much going in the running game. And on the other side of the ball, Penn State's defense has been elite all season. We've talked about him. Other outlets have talked about him. It's been one of the defining storylines in the Big Ten. But tonight, that defense had a little bit of trouble containing Michigan's running game.
Yeah, they got beat up a little in the first and second half with that running game, probably giving up the most rushing yards all season, if I had to guess. I don't know exactly. But, yeah, Zach Charbonnet was having a solid game for Michigan out of the backfield. But really, Penn State's defense stood up when it mattered most. I mean, that last drive where Michigan comes down, gets the ball inside the 10-yard line, the goal line stand, 4 plays, 4 stops for the Penn State defense, that crucial drop from the Michigan receiver on what would have been the game-tying touchdown. I mean, that Penn State's defense did what they had to do and then got the ball back to their offense, who was able to seal it out.
And at the end of the day, Sean Clifford said this, James Franklin echoed, his sentiment that a win is a win, and this was a huge victory for Penn State as a program. After last year's whiteout disappointment, surrendering those 2 touchdowns in the final 8 minutes to Ohio State, this is a really important win for this program going forward because now Penn State has a game next week in East Lansing, and then a bye week, and then Minnesota, who is proven to be a pretty interesting foe going forward in the Big Ten with their undefeated start. So make sure to stay tuned with us on the website and on all of our social medias for continuing coverage throughout the evening and next week as Penn State goes into East Lansing.